They're able to move over there.
You get some really good sales there. I think
Oh, really?
you want new kayaks there. Wow.
I really love my holding ones. I have these kayaks, three of them, they're like origami kayak. My son got me one when he was in college and he sent me a video. And I wasn't gonna order them, I'm like, that's your discount. I did get one. You can eliminate it and go kayaking all by myself. And it's really resilient.
Yep. Well, so, like to call the December 3rd, 2025 meeting of the Allenstown Planning Board together, and at 6:30, posted at 6:30.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kathleen Pelletier. Joanna Rush.
Michael Durante.
Me,
Well, we also have
Chad,
Pelletier,
Caitlin Sheridan.
and Matt Monahan, the Central New Hampshire Regional Planning Commission is online. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, thanks. And Mike, really quick, I just want to thank everybody for the flowers. Those were really nice. Thank you. My family appreciated it, and I just wanted to thank you guys.
Welcome, Matt. Sorry for what you had to go through.
Thank you.
All right, so you want me to run through the agenda? You want to do it, or?
I'll do the easy part, and then you can jump in. Any old business, anybody like that right now? New business, public hearing on the CIP, the SIP. We're ready to adopt that. Do you have?
Yeah, so it's no changes, obviously, since you or since you controlled the last time. We do have to officially open the hearings, so you can do that.
Yeah, I'd like to open the public hearing on the proposed 2026-2031 CIP at this time.
6:31.
And
There is nobody from the public here in person or online, Mr. Chairman.
okay, and any comments from Williams here, the board and alternates? Seeing none, I'd like to close the public hearing on the 2026-2031 CIP.
6:32. We've got a minute now.
Yeah, corrected.
So there is a certificate of adoption that's from the CIP. So I have a clean copy here ready to go. I'll pass it around for the board members that are here to sign. And then this will go back to Matt Monahan, who will incorporate it into the finished version of the document, which is the one without, it doesn't say tentative on it. So, and Matt will get that back to us, and we will get that posted online on the town website. Matt, anything from your end?
No, I mean, just it was a really good process. I think the department heads got it down as far as, what to submit, and they were pretty productive meetings, and I think everybody did a good job. So
Thanks, Matt.
Vice Chair, because Chairman Ryan Beaudry is out, we're
Oh.
going to invite
Sorry.
Chad Pelletier to act as a voting member.
No, I didn't think this one, yes. Is it Chad's third or is Chad's third? Chad, would you be willing? Sure, why not? Thank you.
He's skipping sleep with us after all. I couldn't believe he was even calling. I was getting ready to call.
It's your job to keep Chad awake.
Yeah.
We'll be all right. We'll do that.
All right,
Okay, moving to the next item, proposed zoning ordinance amendments. I think we have,
so You have in your package the only changes that have been made. So to the definitions we talked about last time. And to section 1323. That now says just development on class 6 roads, we took out private. And made this fixed. And the other change was to section 1329. Which is a multi-family residential development on completely owned land. We're putting in a note at the very start. If you can read that note, that will become, the proposal that will become part of language for the ordinance change. Which basically say it doesn't take effect on July 1st. And it's subject to change should the legislature decide to change it between now and then. In a nutshell, that's basically what it says.
Yeah, should we put the cover the defaults to? So,
Well, if everyone's good with that, that should finish up our proposed amendment, the zoning ordinance for this year, for next year. Okay, we're gonna do it now.
okay.
So the next step in the process is the public hearing. And that is proposed for December 17th. So that will be the next planning board meeting, and that way, should we get public input and make further changes to the ordinance at that point, it will give us time to have another meeting in January. That way, just in case, and then we can still meet the calendar timeline for getting everything for March 21st.
Last statement.
Of that. Our second meeting in January, I believe, will be last. Yeah, so we have one more window. But the good thing is that once we have the public hearing on the 17th, well, not the good thing, we would have to notice it again because changes would have been proposed to the ordinance, so that would give us enough time to have our first January meeting and then our second January meeting, give us that 10 days plus 2, really 12 days, really, to notice it again. So if that doesn't happen, but if it does, we have that window.
Be prepared.
So with that, I think really all we need to do is concur tonight because there are potential changes at the public hearing. So if the board concurs, I can go ahead and post the public hearing notice. I can get it posted in the newspaper and get it put on our website. So if that's okay with everybody, that's what I will do.
Works for me. Whatever.
All right, good. Okay, good. Thank you. Wonderful. All right.
And you had the boundary?
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah. So the public hearing notice was modified. Michael, John, had a couple of changes. They have been included. Basically, it was to correct a citation to the RSA, make sure it was correct, and also to remove private roads, as we had private / class 6 roads, after 6 class 6 roads. That's the public hearing notice version of what they posted.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you guys. All right. That. Okay. Also in your packet, there was a change to section 1502 of the zoning ordinance, and that has to do with what's called firms, a flood map, FEMA flood map. So if FEMA had updated the flood maps and the flood insurance study, and that will be effective on January 23rd, 2026. All right. So our zoning ordinance must reflect that by then, or we would risk being dropped from the program, which would not be good for some of our residents that are in flood zones. All right, now the good thing is that we can make that change without going to the voters, because the RSA, or the RSA that specifically permits that when we are not making any other changes to that section. Alright, so we're only updating the effective date of the maps and including the actual map numbers themselves, so. It's for reference. So those are the only things we're changing. So, but are there any questions on that?
Have you seen the minutes?
Yes, and I don't have them available, readily available.
No, but I didn't know if there were any significant
No,
changes. I didn't know if there would be the amount of work they've done with the dams, so we, you know, if it would change their.
no, there's nothing like that. So
We're pretty much
pretty much status quo except for updating the effective date. So with that, Mr. Chairman, we do need to vote on that tonight. We need to vote on that. So we don't know what it is.
Yeah, so I have a motion to approve the amended language, section 1505, you said 1502, what is five?
Five,
I think it-
1505,
so I think it's all five boundaries.
Where are these maps located? What do they actually show?
Everything, topography, height, flood height. How often they think it's gonna flood, 100-year flood, you know, a 10-year flood, 100-year flood, 1,000-year flood probability. That kind of thing, you know. Also in flood prone areas, you know, how high buildings have to be above the flood zone. That kind of information. But I don't have it in front of me, sorry.
So are these maps that were created by FEMA?
All created by FEMA, yes, yeah. Yeah,
They're
they
actually,
10 years or so, I think, Matt, every 10 years or so.
yeah, I think so. I mean, I think so. I know I heard Mike ask where do they live? They're actually on the FEMA website. It's been a while since I've been on the website to find them, but it's like this combination of aerial photography and then topo, and they just adjust it based on development patterns. For me, the best way that I can think about the floodplains is it's like a glass with water in it, and then you're adding ice cubes, and the ice cubes are like the houses. And then it just kind of, the water level goes higher when there's a flood. So I think that's really what they're tracking is the development patterns. And then they just, say, okay, the line is here. Or maybe you have, when the stuff, what was it, 15 years ago when they did the buyouts and down by the river there, and they maybe it receded a little down there, but that's how I understand that they do it is they just take topo and aerial and do whatever they do, shake it up and give us a map.
Sort of answer your question. Good. Happy searching. So,
Oh, yeah, so we have a motion to approve the changes to section 1505 boundaries.
So moved.
Second,
Okay. Roll call vote,
Joanna,
Yeah, I chatted.
Mike J. Hyde.
very good. Yep. All right.
Talk about the private roads.
Yes, so the next thing is, I remember if I actually emailed it to you or not. I don't remember now.
Yeah.
I did.
Well, no,
Yeah. So, we spoke last time, and Michael graciously worked on a draft of a private roads policy, which is based on the current town policy for scriptural. Okay. So basically, planning board just needs to concur with it and make a recommendation to the select board, because this is actually a select board policy. So it would be if the planning board so chooses, they could make a recommendation to the select board to consider adopting the policy. Select board would choose to adopt it, they could choose to change it, they could choose to reject it. It's really only an advisory from the planning board side at this point.
You're familiar with the class 6 policy, that This well, like Mike says, this well is pretty close in structure, but there are a couple bigger or a couple changes. The first one, big change is that the Class 6 road policy kind of was looking for shorter development intrusion into Class 6 roads, and they had a different standard if you were 600 feet or more or less, it was easier if there's less. I took that out because the plan stating that the private roads, if you look at this subdivision regs, basically there's language which encourages deeper development of those roads, so that you don't have a lot of stuff right on the road front. Things in, so I just put that right out of it. And then there's one other pertinent, there's one other part that I added in it. But it's basically the town would be asking if there's anything, if anybody on the private road is committing to taking a higher percentage of the proportion of the cost of maintaining that road from anybody else, that be provided in writing to the town. And I put a reference in there to the okay, yeah, it's in page 3, D1. We put that in that they basically have that in writing, and I referenced RSA 231:81-8, because that state law says that otherwise that everybody on that road has an equal share. So if someone's going to come out and tell their buddies, hey, I'm going to do this, they got to have it in writing, or you can fall back to that. Right. And that's really the only thing. Everything else is pretty much copy pasted from last 6.
I like this, but and I think you could probably look at this. I looked at the Class 6 one after the last meeting, and that's a bit of a mess. It really, I mean, at one point it states that this is designed by the selectmen to minimize development on Class 6 roads, and so we probably, you know, that's another one we might want to look at at some point, you know.
I mean, especially in like Earth, the restricted with space. It's not allowed prohibited development on roads. I would say here.
And that's takes effect on July 1, 2026. So that point in time, it's like maybe there's to rescind that. Basically,
Yeah, or maybe we can make it more in line with this one, again, just kind of just a little bit, yeah. Or not say that we don't want it.
yeah.
Alright. Yeah, any questions, any concerns?
No, thank you. As a member of the board, we can use all the help we can get. I appreciate it.
I think, Mr. Vice Chairman, it's probably best if the votes on it and recommend it to the select board, and that way it's far with voting on it.
Yeah, do I hear a motion to recommend that the board of selectmen approve the adopt the construction on private roads policy?
So moved. That's it.
Roll call vote.
Kathleen? Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Mike J. I.
Very good. Alright, so next steps is I will bring it up one final time. If no material changes, bring it up. And we'll I'll get it to Jonathan to do on an upcoming select board for their meeting. Very good. All right, minutes.
Yeah, approved minutes. Anybody have any changes? Everybody get a chance to read the minutes, and do anybody have any changes? See. Right. Do I hear a motion to approve the November 19, 2025 planning board minutes? Yep. Second.
I'll second.
Roll call vote.
Kathleen? Aye.
Okay, aye.
Chad.
Mike J. I.
Very good. All right, a couple of other things real quick, I'm sorry I forgot to send a link to that wonderful daily email. How to do that. So It's actually slowed down because legislatures are not currently in session, but it will kick off in January. And we'll continue getting a lot more emails about potential change. So just so you know that, there is a ZBA meeting, there is the 16th, which is around some aggregate, to redo what the ZBA did. No. Because the time limit expired for the fuller permit. So that will be December 16th, 30-day waiting period. In case anybody appeals the decision of the ZBA, and after that, we expect they will come back to the planning board in January for reapproval of their plan that they went through 2 years ago. So we can expect that, I believe, second meeting in January, maybe at the earliest. Okay. Maybe into February. Right? The building inspector today and. That's our.
Anybody else? Anything to add? I was hoping to have more livestock, but. That's a very expensive. You might.
Maybe you want that.
Can't just have one, you have to have two, they're hurting.
No, really, Italian pay. Oh,
You call it bacon and sausage.
I wonder if they would be okay in an apartment. Can they go upstairs? What do you think you go upstairs?
I would imagine.
But they go too long.
If they're code approved stair.
There's probably nice standards that are on it.
Yeah.
Anybody saw that, the video, don't let the raccoons get into your liquor cabinet.
Oh, no.
I don't have it.
You're in the clear.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, Kathy, I.
Yeah.
Mike, J.
And adjourn at 6:52. Thanks, Matt.
Nice job, guys. That was really quick. Good job. We'll see you guys. Bye.